The Ghana Premier League, and here we are with Accra Hearts of Oak and 11 Wonders facing each other. 3:30 p.m. is the kick-off time in the capital. The University of Ghana Stadium is definitely live and breathing with anticipation of match day 20 of the Premier League. Marching from the hearts of the city, certainly Hearts of Oak will come in here with 11 Wonders looking to change the narrative. 20th, indeed, bottom of the Premier League table. 11 Wonders want to escape that relegation battle and see how best they can actually move up on the Premier League law. But just right in front of them is Hearts of Oak, certainly also not looking bad at all in terms of their pride and how they intend to change the narrative in terms of winning the Premier League title. It's pretty much difficult for Coach Masudi Dramani and his charges there in terms of getting a lot of goals there. But for 11 Wonders, it's a mighty task there for them to see if they can't change any of their work rate in the Premier League, and that's been very much difficult for them to do so. But this time, coming up against Accra Hearts of Oak, certainly it is going to be a huge task there for them to fulfill.
It hasn't been a season they have been happy with the opening half giving them lots of problems, not just managerial changes. They had to endure a number of changes to their setup, but gradually picking up confidence at the University of Ghana Stadium. They should prove a very difficult one for Hearts of Oak, who are yet to really have a command of this particular venue with regards to winning lots of games.
We walk into this game here for 11 Wonders in terms of the changes they made. They just made one change in the setup there with the introduction of Desmond Tete, who coming up against, he's replacing Felix Akole. And Desmond Tete actually coming in from Dream Safety on loan. He just joined the team in this transfer window, the January transfer window there. So just one change there for team 11 Wonders.
Well, just and the Hakeem Miller moving away from central defense to play at right back, clearly telling you that the team has a bit of difficulty with regards to having their laterals being available. So that's when the champion will stay on the left-hand side of that defense, and then Emmanuel Boateng is expected to be the link man in midfield. And
Coach Emmanuel Edu there says the team is ready to fight for every grass here at the Legon Stadium to sustain their place in the Premier League and not to go on relegation. He's looking forward to a very combative game against Hearts of Oak this afternoon there, but referees for this afternoon's game is led by Mauli George Vomahan, who will be assisted in lines 1 there by Badiama Alasan Halilu, and assistant referee 2 is Akiso Baka George Segate, and the fourth official is Lord Nate. So these are the match officials for today's game, but you obviously be looking ahead to what specifically would 11 Wonders come into this game with in terms of how they have worked out in the Premier League. They still sit bottom of the Premier League log. Not really a very good place for them this time.
Well, they would want to pick up the pieces, and clearly if you look at the team and the difficulties that they've witnessed, they would want to get the right result, hit the momentum, and be able to pick up as many points to survive.
6 changes Hearts of Oak have to chop and change there. Ransford Mensah out there for Baba Adamu at the left full back position. Gordon Kujo is also out for Kevin Osei. Well, Kevin Osei comes in to replace Gordon Kujo. Remember, he played in the last game here against Dreams FC. And Yao Mankwa is also out for Emmanuel Mankwa, and Hamza Issa also out for Frank Abora Duku, and George Paku also out for Mauli Wayo this time, and David Opuafani also not sitting on the bench there for the team Rafael Amponsa. Basically having a lot of changes there in the setup there for Masudi Dramani. 6 changes there for him.
Well, you cannot definitely have any problems with regards to Osei returning to the team, but I'm sure it's because of disciplinary issues why Ransford Mensah and then that is Amankwa Befi are out of this particular game, because they are not even. It's just Ransford Mensah being on the bench, and Baba Adamu, very good left back with regards to his time with Golden Cake Football Club. He joined Accra Hearts of Oak and he hasn't really seen a lot more game time. Hopefully this comes good for him. It's a like-for-like change with Frank Abouaduku coming in for Hamza Issa, and then Abdul Karim together with Hussein Mohammed will be relying on the shield provided by Rafael Amponsa for the defense in order for them to run the attack for Hearts of Oak. Maulu Waya, as usual, very expansive player, always wants to go in behind the defense. Will give Hakeem Miller, who is playing as a makeshift left back, lots of problems.
And marching on for the game here for Hearts of Oak. Bearers of legacy is corrupted by triumph, and they are driven by expectation. Hearts of Oak is a club name echoes through generations, where every pass carries memory and every goal carries that bit of belief there. And so you have Bora Duku and Benjamin Asari always keeping a clean sheet there for the Phobians after his injury return to the Phobian setup. And so now they almost ready now for us to start this match day 20 game here at the Legon Stadium. Hatterfolk and 11 Wonders, and this is where the narrative starts from. 11 Wonders defending from left to right. The Hatterfolk will begin their action, quickly moving down into the half of 11 Wonders. And it's obviously going to be a very tall game there for the Phobians to see how they maintain that momentum. It has really been difficult for them to get the goals there, but Masoud Dramani is promising the Phobian faithfuls that this time changes will be happening.
Well, they have a very good defense, and they're also buoyed by the captain, who is a very good shot stopper. Very few goals last week against Dreams FC. He stood between Hatterfolk losing that match and earning a point in their home game. Hopefully today he lives up to the billing. But for the midfield, that is where Hatterfolk would have to deal with the brilliance of Emmanuel Boate, the captain for 11 Wonders, and Eden Kofi Asamoah is also one of the creative forces we've seen so far in the league.
G. Dramani talked about the fact that he's going to exploit the weaknesses of 11 Wonders in the Premier League. Talks about the 11 Wonders position. They don't really have to deceive people from what they do in terms of quality in their setup. One of the finest squads in the Premier League here, 11 Wonders. G. Dramani talked about the 11 Wonders team, that they play more fluent football. They keep the ball more, and so they have to try and as much as possible to exploit the weaknesses there, with the Phobians getting the field opportunity on the right hand side there, and so looking for Duku to tapping for the first goal there, but opportunity just going there, and so it's Henry Boateng with a chance there to give hard to focus the first opportunity at goal there.
Well, that was quite a very decent pass, crossfield delivery. Kokubuatu was looking at finding his man inside the penalty area.
Phobian and Abdul Karim on the ball there, back to Henry Boateng, trying to get to the near post, and just goes wide there for side netting. But again, Hatterfolk just getting some bit of openings there, just closer to the 18-yard area of 11 Wonders, beginning to show their prowess and beginning to ask the questions at the moment.
Quite a positive start there. Kokubuatu was expected to at least lay off that pass that you can see from Ali Mohammed. Wasn't happy with the final decision.
Trying to get the balls back into very good areas there, Hatterfolk, and plenty of the balls will be given down to Boateng Henry. Getting the ball out of play, opportunity now for 11 Wonders to start their own style of play, their fluid football, talked about there by Didi Dramani. And the interesting bit about the team is that the 11 Wonders set up have to bring in some changes as well, with the introduction of Obedo Fori from Ankoti. He comes as a free agent from Antaya Sport. Desmond Teta talked about him as a loanee from Dreams FC, and Hamza Musa from Tema United. Again, you know how the Dreams FC set up. Also looking to get the things going, but 11 Wonders really have opportunity now to move forward. Matthew Amponsa with a bit of tricks there on his side.
He's witty, he's fast, he's very creative, he has lots of space and pace in front of him. There's a lot that Babadamu has to deal with.
Again, Hatterfolk planning their lines and not under any bit of a pressure to in terms of how the 11 Wonders team set up. It's surprising that 11 Wonders are languishing 18th on the Premier League table with just 9 points after 19 games, with a negative goal difference of 15, the highest in the Premier League.
I think that it's been quite a difficult time for them. The defensive frailties every single now and then, making changes to their colours down on the bench, and Hakim is being played as a makeshift. Quite a number of inconsistencies, but you cannot blame the coach. The league's players were very much committed and at top levels to be able to grind the results he needs.
Had a lot of changes there in terms of the coaching setup. Odate Lamte and Jay Sapong, and now you have Emmanuel Edu coming in. But nothing really has changed with the setup of 11 Wonders. They still keep the ball, they're still playing, as Dramani said, flowing football. And the only problem they have, they've not been able to convert the opportunities that they've had in the Premier League, and now give the ball away to Hatterfolk with Karim here for the Phobians to begin their construction of a football and the attacking play for the Phobians once again, and now they have to keep it neat and simple.
Well, everyone is a very meticulous side. They take all their time in the world to build play from defense to midfield, then run into the attack every time they have the ball. But their press is always very much positive. Just like you said, the only problem has been decision making in the final third. It is also a problem with Hatterfolk. I'm sure the captain Mano Boateng knows that he would have to put on his A game to be able to get the ball behind. Ali Mohammed, and then Kovino Sesibe.
Again, it's going to be a very exciting moment there for the two sides to get to see how the Premier League will be for them. 11 Wonders have had to play a part of the Premier League. And one of the moments there for these two setup is how they have worked the last couple of days. And the coaches are beginning to saying and change the mindset of the players. Hartlepool would have to get Baba Damo in there. But the most interesting bit of the performance there for the Phobians is the inclusion of Baba Damo as a left full back, and Hartlepool do have a concern. When the player down and needs to be attended to.
It was quite a heavy barging to him there. So malicious tackle coming in from Desmond the Champon Hussein. It was quite nasty.
Not the best of play there. The Phobians get an opportunity to move forward, and so this is the ball whipped in into the middle, and it's going to be Wonders moving in here. And Aiden Kofi Asamoah playing a part now. They have kept the ball very neat and simple with the captain on the side. Emmanuel Boateng having to move deep into the defensive areas to pick the balls there and now to swing it down the left-hand side, and ball just got out of play. And there's the problem with the 11 Wonders. They are very neat at keeping the balls there, but haven't really been able to take advantage of the possession that they've had so far.
You can understand why Edu is very much angry at his men. Don't look a bit casual, and as much as you're meticulous, they expect you to make the prudent decision every now and then in games. I can understand why he's fuming. I think talking about Emmanuel Boateng, he's a player who always wants to be on the offensive, but with Frank Carrera moving to All Blacks, he has to get and pick up that responsibility of playing deeper in midfield to create for the team.
Talk about the Phobian side, ball set in. Ali Mohammed also always looking for the likes of Duku up front. Haven't been able to pick up the pieces together, and 11 Wonders here on the ascendancy and trying to get the attack moving there against Hartlepool. It was a difficult moment there as they keep possession. That 11 Wonders have only won 5 games in their last 5 matches there in the Premier League. Only 1 game, and Hartlepool will have an opportunity with the first goal here. Mauliwayo certainly gets it for the Phobians. He certainly will score there. Scored for Hartlepool against Hull United, and now he's made it 1-0 at the Lagos Stadium against 11 Wonders. Mauliwayo, 2 goals in 2 games he started for the Phobians. This is a great start for Hartlepool.
Brilliant piece of football from the Phobians. Clever pass, a very brilliant touch. Took his time on the ball, waited, and make that shot cut back onto his favorite left foot. Shot it beyond the reach of goalkeeper Hadi Obefuete. Look at that pass. Henry Kokubuate. Mauliwayo taking all his time in the world to blast that one home. Lots of composure, calm, and brilliant finish from the man who always likes to steal in behind the defense, and once again had no waste the opportunity.
Well, the time Hartlepool got the only goal against Hull United, it was this man Mauliwayo who stole his way in the defensive area of Hull United and got the first goal, and now he's done the same thing against 11 Wonders. Defensive frailties of 11 Wonders again. Didi Dramani talking about exploiting the weakness of 11 Wonders to get the goals there, and he's done that exactly. And Mauliwayo gifting and crediting the effort of Didi Dramani with a goal here.
They're always a press trigger team. Lots of enforced errors. And Hartlepool will capitalize on it every single time you give the ball away.
And now Mauliwayo to go score once again. Just less than 10 minutes now, and Hartlepool lead by a goal to nil. 11 Wonders nil. Hartlepool 1. Mauliwayo scored the goal in 8 minutes, and that's after the woes of 11 Wonders who before this game had conceded and have a negative goal first. Now Hartlepool with a second goal. Wow, just missing the opportunity. It was certainly an open net there for Kweku Boateng Henry to get the second for Hartlepool. Everything was perfectly done by Adamu, just tapping in for the second for Hartlepool, and he just blasted that wide.
A lot of happenings there in that sequence of play. Adamu, the left back, marauding and making that cross. Hadi Obefuete missed it. Kenneth Osubuache missed it. You expected Kweku Boateng to be tapping that one home from close range. Quite an unpardonable miss.
Again, beginning to have some quality play there. So now they have a negative of 16 goals conceded there. 11 wonders. It's in match day 20 already. They are caving in to the incessant pressures of Axel Folk in the Premier League.
It's quite surprising. They look a bit jittery. They've been giving lots of balls away. It was quite surprising to see that from 11 wonders, especially when they haven't been forced. I think it's clever from Hatterford. They are picking the pockets of spaces in between the defense and the midfield. They're picking up on all the loose balls.
They're trying to have their way in the game there, the Phobians, and how to get almost everything working perfectly for them. They've got the goal there, and so they should be happy. And the game Hatterford, after 5 games, have 32 points after 19 games, and this is the 20th game they're playing with only a point separating them and second place team Hatterford. Shocking is a team with the least number of goals scored so far in the season. They've now scored 13 goals, led by 11 wonders, Brickwood, Chelsea, and of course Samatex, all on 14 goals. And now Hatterford do have 13 after scoring this one. But previously they had scored 2 goals, so 12 goals I should say. And in the last 5 games they had scored 2 goals. Hamza Issa and Mauli Wayo. Now he scored yet another goal here. And scored against Samatex and Hull United. It was a very exciting moment there for Mauli Wayo there, trying to make sure that at least he keeps his momentum going.
I think he's a player you can trust to bank in the goals. For you, more trusted than the central attacking man at Duku, Namza Issa, where he always gives you that option, the best probability of getting the ball behind the net. And he's done that brilliantly. I see also Boache calling for a lot more urgency into their play. So Desmond Champon, he wants to see a lot more energy from his team. It's quite surprising. Why you bet? Hasn't really seen a lot more of play. And if you look at the previous game that 11 wonders have played, it always comes in positive when they have Eden Kofi somewhere a lot more on the ball. Looks like he's too far away from the pivot.
Lots of hook now. Mauli Wayo trying to bring the ball down quickly. He has not been able to take advantage of that, and we're still trying to see a lot more performance there from the Phobians as they move forward here. It's been pretty much of an easy construction, and Harry Boateng once again into the penalty box of 11 wonders, ball cleared away. And so Benjamin Asari with 7 clean sheets, with Sulema Bassi with 6, and Shaibu Shabu with 1 here for Hatterford in the Premier League in terms of team players or goalkeepers who had the most clean sheets there so far.
It's quite interesting when a team has 13 clean sheets after 20 matches. It clearly gives you an indication of how good they are defensively. The only problem that Didi Dramani has kept drumming is the inability to convert chances and score a lot more goals. You need goals to win football matches, and that has
absolutely
been
and the return of Benjamin Asari clearly gives Hatterford 5-4 fields a lot of exciting moments, and having to be off for quite a number of reasons there with the injury concern, but he's able to come back now, and Hatterford beginning to get a number of goals that they deserve here, and now they have scored. And now the set piece now to take advantage of the Phobians. And they come again with another ball. Well, there's going to be an upswing going to the penalty box of 11 wonders. Ball sent into the far post once again. It's been headed down beautifully there by Ali Mohammed, and it's been collected by Hardy Benfueje of 11 wonders.
That was quite a very good lead there from Ali Mohammed, getting that connection to the ball. He lacked that power to beat Hardy Benfu. But that was quite a decent delivery from the Phobians. Seem to be ticking all the boxes so far.
Here comes Edmond Furapo there for 11 wonders, and pretty much quiet there. But the goal scored there by Mauli Wayo, just going in between the 2 centre halves there, and then taking advantage of their slippery and of course the little gaps that they had, and slotting in the goal there. Clever and intelligent play for Mauli Wayo.
Very intelligent from him. He's always picking up on those loose ends. He tries to pick up on those pockets of spaces and on the blind side of the defense. That is why he loves Hartlepool to stretch play. So he has that ability to run in between the defense, just like he did. And trust you me, when he gets into that position, if he remains calm and his composure is at an appreciable level, he'll always send those chances home.
We'll try to the moments going there. Hartlepool, really a very exciting team at the moment. Hearts and Medium are joint on a waypoint. There's 16 accumulated this season, with Hartlepool scoring 6 and conceding 4 in 10 away games. Well, the Phobians and Benjamin Asari is always looking to get this team going forward here in the Premier League. So it was an exciting moment there for both sides, working hard, and the teams playing the quality football. Wins, Hartlepool really picking away wins against Dreams FC, Brecon, Chelsea, Holy Stars and Hawaii United all drawn and games as well, and then there's a scoreline as well. There's the Premier League, match day 20 of the Premier League as well, and you always expect Eric Boateng on the flanks there, charging and creating a lot of problems there for Desmond Champong. Again, is been able to test the pulse of Hartlepool goalkeeper so far. You're talking about the 11-1 they set up. They haven't really been able to cross the centre half and to create problems for Hartlepool with Matthew Aponsa staying back on the defensive areas and not being able to move forward.
Well, I think that the two dejected, a bit disjointed. You cannot see that sort of cohesion when it comes to them attacking as a unit. They often seem a bit isolated. That has given lots of freedom to Ali Mohammed and Kelvin Osei to push the laterals forward.
You talked about they not scoring too many goals there, but Hartlepool have the most clean sheet there, 14 in the Premier League, followed by Kotoka with 12.
Just like I said, they're quite a very good team when it comes to defensively repelling the attack of opponents. What is left is for them to be very much dangerous in attack.
The captain here on the side of Wonders, trying to keep it neat and simple ball out of play. A difficult moment there for 11 Wonders to make amends and keep the momentum pretty much tight in the Premier League.
Yeah, the idea was brilliant there from Raouf, trying to quickly set Matthew Pontin on his bike, but he couldn't find the right pass for him. A good defensive work there from Edmond Afro-Apo. They cannot let their guards down. It's quite a very good start, but looks like they're gradually getting back into the game with regards to their control, their passing and their delivery. And they've given it away again.
And now a chance down at ball hit wide. And the Phobians looking to...
That was quite a rush there.
Another opportunity and just going in there and then get things done. Yeah, Hussein got a very good chance against Dreams FC and just flapped the opportunity. It was a 1v1 against the goalkeeper. And Hussein just failed to utilize the opportunity presented to him by Hartlepool at the time.
It was quite a decent touch from him to make that interception, but he had all the time in the world to pick his spot, and he missed that, all because of the poor body balance behind that ball. So a number of indecision from the 11 Wonders team, causing them, preventing them to fluidly play. But credit to Hartlepool. They've really done their pressing very well, making sure that these guys don't gently walk out of the press.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, 20 minutes already, 11 Wonders nil. Hartlepool 1 in the Premier League, match day 20, 11 Wonders once again having failed to take advantage of the opportunities in terms of getting into the place where they can get in the goals. And again, that's a foul here. Well, the referee really has to have a very quiet afternoon. Halfway through the first half already, and 11 Wonders haven't really been able to create the chances that they need to create and to score the goals that they have to score. Babadamo, the very first time he's playing as left full back there for Hartlepool.
It's quite disappointing to see from 11 Wonders, especially this is supposed to be their comfort zone. But they haven't really had the best of times. You can see from the reaction of the coach, Manuel Edu, maybe the experience of Afurapo and Kenneth Owusu-Boakye should be able to give them some upliftment and very good decision making. But they themselves aren't exempted from the poor decisions they've been making.
Eleven Wonders have accumulated 7 points at home after 10 matches played at home. They've scored 3 goals at home. Secured 3 home points in the last 5 home matches. They only put them ahead of Hawaii United and Young Apostles, all judged on 2 points from their last 5 home matches. Well, statistically, 11 Wonders really haven't done much in the Premier League. The reason they are just rock bottom of the Premier League log. You talk about the performance so far, and Hartlepool really having difficulties in terms, at least they're getting the goals into the very good areas there, but they are trying their part to see if they can get more, at least get the second. Well, Hartlepool really have had to make some tweaking to the administrative the positions there with the introduction of former Ghana Football Association competition department manager Julius Muna, who is now working as the CEO of Hartlepool at the moment.
That's quite interesting. They have on their hands a very competent person, someone who understands the game, both the local and on the continent. And he could bring them up to speed on the latest models and management of the game.
Seshibe back into the starting lineup of Hartlepool after missing the match against Dreams FC. Calmly just got the ball to Adamu, and now Benjamin Asari was the man of the match in their match against Dreams FC. Asari is in the hands for a World Cup place there for the Black Stars, and now the Black Stars will have a friendly against Austria in March. Asari obviously looking forward to that game, isn't he? Captain on the side there, and so hit the ball wide. Emmanuel Boateng, 11 Wonders. Again, poor play Hartlepool defensively. And Boateng trying to ambitiously take things from a different angle and just hit the ball wide.
Terrible decision making there from Emmanuel Boateng. Respect him as the captain of the team to take his time and make the best decision. You know, the technique and even hitting the ball wasn't really the best and ideal. It was always going to rise with a bit of hesitation and going in for that ball.
Yet again, a chance now for 11 Wonders. Oh, lovely play, lovely work now. There's going to be an opportunity square to nobody in particular in the 18-yard box of Hartlepool, and quality footwork there from Eden Kofi Asamoah. But again, there was nobody chasing in to see if they can take advantage.
He's a very intelligent player. He's a player that Hartlepool cannot let moves, and that was exactly a trademark of what he's capable of. But you ask yourself, where was the centre forward, Raouf Muna, virtually absent?
So trying to see if they can get the equalising goal Hartlepool. 11 Wonders. It's setting up a camp right in front of the penalty area of the Phobians. Ball sent back, beautifully worked. That's with a Champong. That's Aforipo. 11 Wonders. Possession back to Hakim Miller. Losing possession, Hartlepool. Juku to be pulled back by Hakim Miller. There's a free kick advantage there to the Phobians.
It was quite a poor touch there from Hakim Miller. You suspect something better from him. I think Kenneth Owusu-Boakye, with his experience, had to make that tactical foul, preventing Duku from advancing.
Karim. Ball taken away from Karim here. 11 Wonders would like to set the attacking motion in play. Cross string to the far side and picking up a 23 shirted Martin Ponsa. Ball winning back possession lovely, and out of play it is there. And able to pick up the pieces there, the goal scorer Maoli Wayo.
Very good offensive work there from Babatamu. Was expecting to pick up Maoli Wayo But that ball is just not going to find him. He was always moving away from the path of Wayo.
Tell you what, 11 Wonders have only scored 14 goals in the season so far. The lowest in the Premier League. The ratio for their goal scoring per match is 0.63%. Again, really not.
That is not a decent return for you.
A goal every 2 matches then.
That's poor. And you cannot have a team to survive the season when you are that poor. With regards to converting your chances, and you watch them and you ask yourself, what is that problem? You expected them to come into the second round of the league, taking advantage of the window to get in some goals.
We have a cooling break here, and so 27 minutes of play. 11 Wonders nil, Hartlepool 1. Summation so far.
Well, I think that has been a very good start for the Phobians. They were quite decent. They've made sure that they've picked up on all the loose ends. And that has been very much interesting to see. Picking up on the scraps, making decent passes into the central midfield. But what is lacking is the final decision making. When they made a very decent one, they were able to score and convert.
And Manuel really trying to get the players to understand exactly what the tactical instructions is. And for 11 Wonders to change the way, they've been pretty much defensive in terms of moving to Hartlepool areas. They haven't really tested goalkeeper Benjamin Asari. And Hartlepool has seen plenty of the ball just right in front of the penalty area of 11 Wonders. And at the moment, they have been able to take advantage and getting things working out perfectly for them.
I think they've been overly cautious, a bit lethargic with the approach building from defense. And anytime you do that, the Phobians would always push you and make sure you make mistakes. The high press, quick press, giving them some difficulty.
Well, the transfer window really came out with a different dimension there for the Phobians. 11 Wonders looking to make some signings there. Hartlepool couldn't?
They couldn't, all because of the transfer ban on them. They couldn't make changes. It's quite understandable. They clearly did it Ramani in a bit of difficulty.
Hussein trying to pick up Mauliwayo. Lovely work there from Hussein, and Mauliwayo picked up on the left-hand side. Hartlepool keeping possession, and Nixon Simple inviting Adamu, and also finds Ali Mohammed at the back. Benjamin Asari is also invited. The construction of their play and potentially trying to get something done, Hartlepool. And again, having Benjamin Asari just pushing up away from the penalty box to pick up the balls there and trying to press from defense to attack. Really change the narrative there for the Phobians as to have Harry Boateng trying to cutting here and again failing to take advantage.
Brilliant piece of play there from Hartlepool from the defense, and you can see the goalkeeper starting everything, making that pass to the right inside. Emmanuel Amankwa. That ball tailor-measured. Boateng unfortunately miscued that. With his quick attempt to get the ball in as quickly as he could. Well, 11 Wonders don't do themselves any good. They've given it back to the Phobians easily.
Well, 11 Wonders have only kept 3 clean sheets, and Matthew Ponsa just charging forward here, right in front of the penalty box of Hartlepool. Again, his strike just been blocked by Adamu. Again, losing possession. Oh, lovely work there from Mauliwayo, picking it up on the left-hand side. And it is being clubbed by Edmond Aforipai. The Phobians will have Kareem Abdul trying to pick up Mauliwayo once again. The goal scorer is already flagged offside.
That was a late pass there. He was expecting that ball to come from Hussein as quickly as he could. But it was a bit delayed. Just an inch ahead of the defender there. He's quick, he's very rapid. I'm quite surprised the Phobians haven't capitalized on it to send the ball in much more quicker.
Well, half an hour gone already at the Legon Stadium. 11 Wonders nil, Hartlepool 1. There they have again the Phobians trying to keep the momentum and keep the pressure on here against 11 wonders. They had a goal scored by Maliwayo Juku here for the Phobians once again. Akim Miller bit into it at the defensive area. Juku keeping possession. Finds Hussein charging on the left-hand side. Hussein has got some bit of a slimy left and right foot there. He's able to wriggle his way away from defensive players. Ball sent to the far post once again for Harry Kweku Boateng, and it's being penalized there by the assistant referee.
That was clearly a badge into his man there. Quite surprised, Kweku Boateng decided to go in to the body of Desmond Ochampo.
Again, they try to find space and how to get the teams moving forward here at this particular area. One of the difficult moments there for that to do so is that Living Wonders again haven't seen plenty of the balls right in front of the defensive shells of Hearts of Oak, and the penalty area of Hearts of Oak has been on holiday. They haven't had any difficult time dealing with it.
I think is required discipline from them. Very quick passing. The inability of Living Wonders to test goalkeeper Benjamin Asari speaks volumes. Though the Phobian defense hasn't been as resolute as you'd want to see. I think that has been a high point for the Phobians. They'll be satisfied at least.
Well, Living Wonders certainly lost here. Ephraim Odru and Osman Zakaria, who were key members of their qualification, with Osman Zakaria giving an assist and scoring a winning penalty in their last playoff match against R2. But again, they've lost some other players there, 11 Wonders. Very interesting here is that they still believe they can stay on in the Premier League.
Well, that is a very Herculean task for them. Almost unsurmountable. If any possibility of them staying in the league, these are the kind of matches they need to be winning at home and picking crucial points. It was quite a decent result from them last week in Pamdo. Even though they lost 1-0, the performance was creditable. But it's been a no-no. Quite disappointing in this opening half.
Emmanuel Edu has been trying to get the players a bit animated at the moment. Hasn't been a fluid football that he expects from his team. Tell you what, these Hearts of Oak side, a very strong side, but they did speak to them. And of course, the coach also made his point there how they respect Hearts of Oak going into this game. But the Phobians are beginning to have themselves going forward and getting some of the goals. Benjamin Sari has been comfortable trying to play for the back there for Hearts of Oak. Abdul Karim has been again penalized here by the referee.
It looks to be a struggle for Hakim Miller, who's playing at right back. There's ordinarily a centre back or central defensive midfielder. You can see he's been in 6s and 7s on what decision he has to make to help his team. So I expect Hasselhoff to be plunging a lot more through that area. But that hasn't been the case.
No points up. Trying to get the run there of Henry Kweku Boateng, and there's been pushed away there by Desmond.
There's a brilliant pass there, but very quick interception from Desmond.
Yeah, physical game at the moment there for 11 Wonders. They're finding it difficult containing the pressure there from Hearts of Oak.
Can understand that was quite ruthless there. Desmond Tete too ragged on his approach. On Amankwa, he just shot target. There's no way the referee was going to allow that to go.
The last visit by Hearts of Oak here to 11 Wonders. We've seen them with a win and a defeat and 2 drawn games played between the two. We have a set piece to deal with Rafael Aposa. He had a ball there for Hearts of Oak. And a ball to the far post, and Hardy would have to collect this one, just drop the ball down, and he's been able to collect it away from Kevin Osei-Sibe.
don't think Hadi has had the best of games so far. He looked a bit jittery. They're expecting Hartlepool to take a lot more of the ball to him. When the goalkeeper loses confidence, that is when you need to be trying your luck from all angles, and especially with crosses close to the goalkeeper's area.
And Hadi again just not able to get the ball straight to the attacking players and hits it wide.
That's quite disappointing, quite a poor touch from Hadi. It's a bit more relaxed, casual towards the approach and clearing the ball from their defensive line. It's a goalkeeper had been low on confidence this afternoon.
Rafael Aposa behind the ball here for Hartlepool. Corner kick advantage, the Phobians. Just behind the ball here, Aposa. And a very long play there to the far post and it's been headed down by SNCB.
I think that was quite a good defensive work there coming from Kenneth Owusu-Boakye. Make sure that SCB did not have the leap he wanted freely. Put his body in the way to obstruct him.
Well, the Phobians are ranked 8 in terms of current form for the last 5 matches and 8 points. Scoring 2 and conceding 1 against Bejema. Hartlepool. 2 balls on the pitch now and one out to be kicked away. Just approaching the time. Again, you're trying to find a way how this opportunity will be given down to this Phobian side. They have an opportunity to win the Premier League. Well, the point being now between the two teams at the top there. Very a difficult opportunity at all in terms of what they do, and the players just down there need turn attention. And everyone this.
Yeah, Desmond Tutu there in pain. He hasn't really seen so much of the ball down the left-hand side. The Wanderers attack. We want to see him come better. There was an awkward drop there on his leg by Karim. You can see a bit of shoulder there, telling him, come on. Could have at least fallen off gently.
Hartlepool have the fans, you have the kids.
Catch them young.
Hats babies or hats?
Catch them young policy with regards to supporters.
Well, that's what they have currently, trying to give them an opportunity.
They're emulating the mother body. The mother body is doing catch them young referees.
Yeah.
That has been a decent, wonderful policy. And hopefully they want to catch their fans as young as they are, instilling them the phobia spirit.
Yeah.
And hopefully in the next 10 years we'll be having a lot more of these coming into the stadium to support their darling club.
And make sure you have all of them coming in. You have all of them enjoy. But again, it's a very good policy to have them enjoy football very much early. So it's exciting to have the next generation loving football and watching it down the stadium, isn't it?
We would always want to be here. We would always want to see the next generation of stars. One in the future, you can have something to talk about. I once cheered on my darling club, Hartlepool. Someone has been a bit missing from the game. He's playing right behind Rauf Muna. I think that is limiting him. We want to see him deep in midfield and create his acceleration and skill. Makes him an ideal central attacking midfielder for you.
Well, 52% of possession there against 47 for 11 Wonders. On the lineup there between the officials who are watching the game and loving every bit of it there. And our officials once again James FC and Hatfield managers just enjoying every bit of the football.
Yeah, two of the coaches who have already been sacked. Kasim Mingalo Kansi, Black Galaxy's coach, former coach of Nations FC, and Ahmed Tijani Bashir from Moho United. You know, sharing some.
His departure there was a bit shocking, isn't it?
It was quite surprising. It alarmed everyone who knew the rules of Moho.
Phobians now take advantage into the box now again. A quick defensive work. Desperate Champong preventing Harry Watting from causing any havoc. Already he's tormenting them on the far side. And it tells you how Hartford do not want to change the acceleration. Why not to remove the legs on the pedal? Still want to move higher and harder against 11 Wonders.
He's been decent so far on the right-hand side of Hartford's attack, causing a lot of mayhem, putting himself in very crucial positions to get goals.
Oh, again Hartford would have a chance, and Baba Adamu just with a header to near post. Rafael Apos's header back into the goal post of Wonders and collected there by goalkeeper Hardy.
Desmond Teta once again to put his body right on the line to prevent that header from being on target. You can feel his pain there. That was a decent delivery from Kwekubuati. Rafael Amponsa expecting to at least head it back to Ali, who was just in front of the goalkeeper's area. Lots of questions being done by Emmanuel Edu in direction. You can see two of his brilliant players who have the skill and ability to maneuver any defense being spoken to.
Well, the passing of the Cashden Young, Hartford supporters, the way they are enjoying every bit of the drums in the stands. Pindo Di Dramani is leading by a goal today. I was particularly not excited because we want to see plenty of the goals banging in for the Phobians. The 3-pointer stick there in terms of fouls there, 9 apiece.
Well, Di Dramani may be comfortable. Ordinarily, would have expected to see him standing. You can see Najao Issa, I'm sure the goalkeeper's trainer also doubles as their assistant. He's very much happy, he hasn't seen any sort of worry for his goalkeeper who's virtually been on a holiday.
Cross sent to the far side once again, just moved everybody, and Emmanuel Amankwa picking up for Hartford. Then comes Abdul Karim, back to Amankwa. Phobians keeping it quite neat and simple, just right in front of the penalty area. Once again, you have goalkeeper Bassett pretty much form his goal area and trying to keep the balls into the path of Kwekubuati and Reed. Comes Duku and lifts the ball from Aliwayo for the second goal, and Aliwayo heads the ball wide. Good opportunity, Duku doing so well to locate Aliwayo.
Well, that was unselfish there from Duku. He found himself in a tussle with Osubuachi, managed to get past him. At that point, you'd expect him to take the volley, but Afuapo was right there. He made that quick ding. Wayo should be hitting the target from that point.
Hussein here finds Amponsa. Rafael Amponsa again skies his effort. Hartford with two quick opportunities right in front of the penalty box of 11 Wonders, and yet again the surprise look on the face of the front there tells you just can't believe how Hartford could just throw away those chances.
That was a great opportunity. Kwekubuati to his right, Wayo to his left. You expect him to take his time and make that final pass.
Once again, the Phobians will have Kwekubuati, and yeah, they will have another opportunity just wasted. We're down with the 35 minutes of the first half and awaiting an extended time by the assistant referee. We had a signal from the referee for additional time, and again it is Edu who begins to still trying to get the messages going out for the team.
You can understand him. He's a bit surprised and worried. Whatever they've worked on is not being applied.
Rafael Aponsa starts to focus, just get the openings in front of 11 Wonders. Hussein takes the ball back on the left hand side. Hussein trying to cut in. They're pushed away by Hakim Miller for a corner kick.
That was a better approach from Hatfield, going down from right to left, being expansive, making good use of the run. Tough was saying. That was a good block there from Edmond Afurapo, stepping in to make the right clearance, full corner kick.
2 minutes of additional time here at the Lagos Stadium. Corner kick there by Poisson to the far post once again. Attacked by Kevin Sensibe. And he goes for a goal kick.
That's a good one there from Inspector Sibe to have it better, but once again also Boache putting Sibe in 2 minds.
Play there from Hatfield Juku. Returned there by Juku to Kevin and Harry Boateng. Intercepted by 11 Wonders. Now they try to charge forward. Quality of work by 11 Wonders means that they want an equalizing goal before the break and trying to get more men forward here. Charging here is Sensibe winning it for Hatfield and defending lines there for Benjamin Side to pick it up.
Quite poor pass there. Was looking for the run of Desmond Champion and Tete. They couldn't quickly find their way.
Ali Mohammed and Abdul Karim and Hussein Icharo on his way away from his man. Has been quickly mopped up beautifully there by Divya Samoa. Akembela here for Wonders. And begging Maliwayo. Wayo now picking the pieces up for Hatfield. Full here to have Ampotsa. Well, the referee, Mauli George Vumawo, ends proceedings for the first half. Hatfield with the first goal scored in the 8th minute there by Mauli Wayo. And the Phobians nicked the 3 points, at least to put a bit pressure on Kotoko Mitiema on the Premier League table. Benjamin Sarri, so far so good for him in the first 45 minutes.
Quite a very decent performance from Hatfield in as much as he hasn't been busy. Let's make sure he pushes the team from their build-up, from defense to midfield and getting to attack. That is so intelligent of a goalkeeper. And is showing by example the reason why he's a leader. The Phobians have been dominant. Unfortunately, they haven't been as clinical as you would expect.
At halftime here at the Lagos Stadium, 11-1 is Dale, Hatfield 1. We'll be back for the second half.
It's our time here at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium. 11 Wonders are down by a goal to nil. Hatfield leading them by 1 goal. Scored by Mauli Wayo somewhere in the 8th minute. And I've been joined by the goalkeeper trainer of Hatfield, Najao Isa. Najao, first 45 minutes done in that stadium. Team leading by a goal to nil. That quick goal, I've seen Hatfield put pressure on the opponent, especially in the first 10 minutes. Is this something that you constantly practice in training?
Yes, Mutala, that is our style of play. The moment we watch the opponent, then we strategize who to press who. So it's exactly what we train on. That is why you seen the boys doing it to perfection.
Of course. Now, it looks like after the goal, you took your foot off the gas a bit.
Well, it's not that we take off our foot, but set games are very difficult to play. But it's good that we have an early goal so that we can calm ourselves down and then play our normal football. But I think that we need to take the right decisions and to up front. Once we make the right decisions up front, I think we can get a second goal.
Well, thanks very much, Najao Issa, the goalkeepers trainer of Heart of Folk. There, they are leading by a goal to nil. It's still the Ghana Premier League here on TV3 and on Nya TV. My name is Mutala Yakubu. We'll take a quick breather. When we return, Duke will join me for the first half analysis. From that break, you're still watching TV3 and on your TV is the Ghana Premier League live here, powered by Adisa Production Limited. It's 11 Wonders against Hearts of Oak in match day 20 here at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium, and Hearts are leading by a goal to nil. My name is Mutala Yakubu. Duke is back here. Hearts of Oak, it only took them 8 minutes to open the scoring, and that was a typical striker's goal from Maoli Wayo.
Absolutely, you give him that because he was as cool as ice when he got the ball. A typical Ghana Premier League striker's first inkling would have been to shoot the ball at the first instance. But he took his time, did the body swerve, ensured that he had totally taken the defender out of the equation, took his time, looked at the position of the goalkeeper, and then just placed the ball wonderfully. So typical strikers go wonderful. Big ups to Maoli Wayo for that calmness. You hardly see that calmness in the Ghana Premier League.
You might say all you want to say about the goal, but it is that composure, the ability to hold on and not take the shot the first time.
That's the difference.
That is the magic.
That's the difference. That's the difference.
That is something that Hearts of Oak have been lacking from their strikers.
Yeah, because so you have the Hearts of Oak strikers. There is that eagerness to score, because the team doesn't score a lot of goals. So when they have those opportunities and those clear-cut chances, and the way they play, you don't create so many chances. Even this game, the entire 45 minutes, I can count just about 3 clear-cut chances, out of which Maoli has been able to buy one. The other one was what he just headed over the pole. So when they get those chances, they are eager to score, and that's what. So it's actually very, very much to the credit of Maoli that he took his time, did the body swerve, took the defender out of the picture, and that was the game changer.
And Hearts of Oak have been searching for that second goal. But after that one, it looks like 11 Wonders, also stepped up their game a bit, but they've not been able to test Benjamin Asari, thanks to the Hearts of Oak backline of Osasi Bey and of course Ali Mohammed.
Yeah, and I did mention actually they don't play that poorly. If you look at the likes of Matthew Amponsa,
their game is encouraging.
Frank Boateng, the ball distribution, but it's always that lack of final bite, that inexperience in Rauf Mamuna, and that that final factor that they do not have, and that's what really actually worried them, because there were times where House of Folk would play the game, they would play the ball at the back so many times that they would even run into mistakes, but they can't punish them. So that's really been the story of the day for 11 Wonders. Play the ball very nicely in the middle of the park, but when they get to the final third, it's either inexperience or it's either that eagerness, and they're not able to, and they haven't been able to create any clear-cut chance, irrespective of the beautiful distribution and the passing of the ball around. And actually, I'll blame Hearts of Oak, because after the first 10 minutes, the transition became very slower. The 2 players in midfield, the one on the left side, that is Hussein, the one on the right side of me, that's Karim, was supposed to take the ball fade across into that final third, have actually been very slow, and they're not actually playing very directly, trying to create the chances in the middle of the park. They are always looking for the outlet on the right flank, which is Henry. And Henry hasn't been very direct. He's always trying to cut in. Even though it was his assist that got the ball to Maoli to get that goal, he's really running around in space, trying to create the opportunities. And that has been very difficult for Hearts of Oak. So for me, they need to be, if they're looking for a second goal, they need to be quicker in transition.
Well,
that
the
is what
first
will do the
half
trick for
has
them.
been a good one for Hearts of Oak. They are leading, but let's go through the statistics for that first half. We know that Hearts of Oak have been very dominant. There you have it, 51% of possession as against 11 Wonders, 49. 1 goal for Hearts of Oak, 2 shots for 11 Wonders, and 4 for Hearts of Oak, 1 each on target, and 4 corner kicks to the Phobians, to 11 Wonders is 1. 9 fouls committed each by these teams. No yellow cards in the first half, no red card in the first half. But Hearts of Oak have been very, very potent, especially creating chances. And it looks like it's a clear game plan. They are playing all their balls directly to the right-hand side where Henry is.
And that's problematic for me, because if you look at, of the 2 wingers, I see Maoli to be, Maoli is sharper. And Maoli has that, for me, he's much more experienced and sharper. And he's even, when it comes to even technical dexterity, I think he's better than Henry. But for some reason, I don't know what the video analysts of Hearts of Oak have seen on that left side of 11 Wonders. But anytime they are looking for an outlet on the flanks, they go right, instead of coming left to Maoli to try and do a few tricks. And he's a bit more direct than Henry on that side. Maybe they should try that, because today, he is their most threatening player, but he hasn't been given he's not giving the balls.
What do you think the presence of Henry, or the style of play of Henry and Maoli Wayo, is the reason why Frank Aburaduko seemed to be on the periphery up front? Because it's like he's been isolated, not really in the game.
Two reasons. First of all is because Haas is playing a lot more through the flanks than through the middle. Emmanuel Boateng and I think Raouf, the holding midfielders for 11 Wonders have done a good job of trying to prevent Hussein and Karim from carrying the ball through the middle of the park. And the middle of the park is where you are the arrowhead. So see that they are playing through the middle of the park to serve you the balls, or you have wingers who are crossing. And I mean, from the style of play of Accra Hearts of Oak, their wingers usually do not do that. Whether it's Kakari, whether it's Mauli, whether it's Henry, whether it's even when they play this former Gold Stars chap on the
Prince
right, Prince Kwabnose on the right, they're always trying to cut in and get the balls through. So he has had to come back most of the time. And Frank Aburaduku relies more of his height to be heading the balls and more of his strength. He's not very good technically gifted when it comes to footwork and his hold-up play, and that is what actually has done him in.
Now, a second goal will be like a sucker punch to you. I mean, 11 Wonders. How should Hearts of Oak set up, especially in the second half? Should there be a change in personnel up front? Because in the middle and at the back, they've not had enough troubles.
Okay, so we're waiting for that confirmation, but we hear that Hamza
we are
is
hearing
coming
that Hamza Issa is coming on from Frank Aburaduku. Do you think it's a good substitution made by...
I think so, because if they are going to play the same way they played in the first half, then Aburaduku is not going to get those services. And his hold-up play is not the best. If you compare the two strikers, Hamza has got a better hold-up play than Frank Aburaduku. So definitely is the other one. And apart from that, if his hold play is good, he can still be creating chances for the likes of Mauli, even Hussein, and even Karim to come in from there. So for me, I think it's the right thing to do, especially when Hearts have decided that they will be playing through the flanks. And a bit of advice to Kodidi, if you take my advice, he should try and get his midfielders to spread the ball.
I'm sure he's watching from the dressing room, so he's actually hearing everything that you're saying.
Across both flanks, and not just on the right, especially with Maulu. Maulu, who's proving that he can also be as deadly as Henry on the left, yes.
But it's becoming a general problem for most typical number 9s when you're playing with wingers who would love to cut in on their left or right and shoot. Is this something that is changing, or is it the era we are in?
The game is changing. You see, a lot of the coaches, if they explain to you the way they set up their teams, they are not setting up their teams with a striker and 2 wingers. No, they have 3 strikers up front. So it's a 4-3-3. They have a left-sided striker, a middle striker, and then so all of them are strikers.
Even this
so
days,
don't expect
typical number 10 is no longer in the game. It doesn't exist
he's either
anymore.
Playing in the hole behind the 2, or even the one playing that free role.
Second half
so the game has changed.
Yeah, it has changed completely, and the second half is starting pretty shortly because the teams are back onto the pace. So I hand you over back to our team of commentators, Benjamin Willie Graham and Kelvin Owusu, as I see you after 90 minutes.
Well, we are back with the second half with the Hearts of Oak leading by a goal to 0. 11 Wonders looking to get the equalizing goal as quick as possible. A change in the direction by Hearts of Oak with a withdrawal over Hussein. And introduction, well, the introduction over Hamza Issa and the withdrawal over Frank Duku. Hearts of Oak making the first change there. 2 changes they've made so far.
Well, it looks more like a like-for-like substitution because Asma coming in to replace Hussein Mohammed. And then Hamza Issa filling in for the gap that has been left by Frank Duku. Looks more like Duku wasn't really being fed, and Didi has realized there's quite a lot of spaces in between the 11 Wonders defense, so why don't I bring a more mobile player?
Well, so first change to be made there by Hearts of Oak. 2 changes. And so in the second half here, we have it at the Legon Stadium. 45 minutes of yet another grueling and exciting game between the two sides.
We expect that 11 Wonders will start this half on a very positive note, trying to bombard the Phobians with the attack right from the start and be a bit more prudent with their decision making. But they couldn't make that prudent decision making in the first attempt to the final bit.
Here we go, Hearts of Oak without the first opportunity as they go with Henry Boateng trying to wriggle his way around 2 players. And again, it's been Sesibe working hard at the back there for the Phobians, Ali Mohammed, Abdullah Potsa.
That's brilliant play there from Hearts of Oak to escape the press from 11 Wonders. We started with goalkeeper Benjamin Asari, so calm on the ball and make sure that his passes always gives the team a breather from pressure from opponents.
Now they have a chance to strike here, Hartlepool. And that was Aissa's first attempt and his first touch on the ball there since his introduction to the game there, just in the penalty box of 11 Wonders trying to hit the half volley. And Hartlepool do have a concern at the moment.
So that was quite a very decent block coming in from Roberto Fori, putting his body on the line to make that clearance, preventing Issa from having a decent touch. Akwesi as well has come off to the blow. Look at that delivery. Once again, Adamu. Issa took it on the first attempt. But Fori was never going to allow him to have a free hit. And Matthew Mpunsa had to do the rest of the work. Oh, these little ones don't care. They are side high in the lead.
Yeah. Now they also have to bring in a change there. Desmond Tete, who just signed for the club, is also being withdrawn. And he'll be taken over there by Felix Akolo.
Akolo is very much experienced. He's mobile, he's workaholic. We expect him to go down the left-hand side for 11 Wonders with a lot of pace and be whipping a lot more crosses, trying to find Ralph Muna.
There's a man at the back and manning the defensive line for Africa very brilliantly. And the Phobias still trying to get the second goal in the second half.
Okay, that was a poor touch coming in there from Henry Kwekubuate. Should have been much more of a decent touch. So you might be playing thinking, George Paco is injured. If I do my very best, I could be in charge of this position for a very long time. Even when I return, the coach will have headache. He selected who plays. Oluwayo once again getting the better laugh against Akim Mela. Mela struggling, playing as a right back.
Sibe to Ali Mohammed. They have partnered brilliantly for the Phobians. They have been the most solid defensive partners or pair in the league now, and the offside flag has already gone up for a bit of a foul there against Hamza Issa.
Well, Issa went in with the elbow, badge into his man.
Mondes, a call here. Ponsa. Hartlepool will have to go see the corner kick. Brought onto themselves there by Emmanuel Manqua. The ball boy just being talking to there by the referee. I'm not too sure what really happened.
I think George Roma was telling him, when you catch the ball, just keep it on the cones. That's exactly what this one has done. You don't have to hold the ball, leave it on the cones for the players.
Mondes. Very poor play there from Ralph Muna. He's got 2 goals, and the referee really seemed to have a player being booked there. The whistle had already gone, and Muna he's the first player to have his name taken there. I think for dissent.
I think it was for a high foot there, trying to go the acrobatic way. I think that was quite a poor decision from him. His first touch letting him loose. And he knows that as a first line of defense, for 11 Wonders will be going in. Tackles should have acted better.
He's got 2 goals against Dreams FC. Muna. Smart. So being penalised there with a foul. 11 Wonders haven't really been wonderful at all in the Premier League. They have struggled in the Premier League this season, and they have to play some of their most exciting footballs, but it's about the composure and the ability to take advantage. Now Muna here, Akolo. Having the best of passing there, but able to give up possession. Akolo now gives in the ball straight to the captain. As he try to see if he can get the ball into the box, and it's been treated by Hartlepool. That's a very, very silly foul there against Wayo by Obed.
Yeah, that was quite nasty there from Obed Ofori. He went in for the man, another ball. Wayo had his eyes just on the ball. Obed going hard behind him, trying to claim innocence, but he knows exactly what he's done, and he's not going to escape the wrath of the referee.
Again, there's Obed Ofori on a yellow card, so two players of 11-1 have had their names taken there by referee Bomaha. Trying to run away from the action, not want to see the referee showing the card to him. And again, it's already been given.
It's a silly yellow card to take.
Again, Hartlepool with a good chance now to get a second Mauli Wayo, and now there's a very poor play there from Hartlepool, Ahmed Isa. And Hamza Isa just not able to tap in with a yawning net right in front of him, and Hartlepool just again flapping another good opportunity. And the scoreline still remains 11-1 is nil, Hartlepool 1.
It's quite shocking there. Would expect him to tap him that one. Virtually laid on a plate for him. But he's wasted it. It's easy to score than to miss. In the goalkeeper's area.
Now here they go again, and then Kofi Asamoah back to just when the champions ball into the box. Wandes having plenty of possession right now in front of Hartlepool's penalty area. Another phobia as well to break quickly. Back to captain, Emmanuel Boateng. Going quickly without being affected by Desmond Champong. Here comes Akolo here for Wandes. Ball again into the box has been cleared by FCSB. Hamza Isa. Again, it's been a little bit of scrappy play there, but Hamza Isa is able to pick the pieces there for Hartlepool. Was trying to link up play due to Wayo. It's cleverly intercepted by 11 Wandes. And here comes a bit of Corey. Just picked up a yellow card a while ago. It was close in every gap there in the midfield. Hartlepool and so not really letting 11 Wandes opportunity to make any move at all. The ball sent into the right hand side. And again, just eluding everybody, marking up was unable to deal with it.
The decision making has been poor. They looked a bit better, a lot more urgency in their play this second half. So giving Hartlepool a bit of problem, some worries.
Wayo Asma. Sibe. Towering header from him. Karim Abdul has been dragged from behind there. Ralph Muna is already on a yellow card. Should be careful not to incur the wrath of the referee for another yellow card. That means he's going to be sent up, but sure he knows exactly what to do.
One player who's already on the yellow card and even begged for it. He needs to be careful. There you can see him still causing confusion.
Hartlepool's highest win against 11 Wanderers was back in 2022, where Salim Adams, Sophia Barnier, and Kofi Koji lost on the score sheet there when they beat them by 4-1. Won their first leg over 11 Wanderers with a slim margin, 1-0 after Inokasu Boateng's 18-minute strike there. So still Wanderers nil, Hartlepool 1. The Phobians once again on the left, and another 4-inch clearance.
Adamu has been very brilliant. He's parading around down the left-hand side of Hartlepool's attack. Been very much impressive. We want to see a lot more of that. The cutback, Didi making that complaint. Why not go direct with the ball into the goalkeeper's area?
Corner kick taken, and again Hartlepool would have opportunity to get the ball into the box, and again it's Mauliwayo was going with the overhead kick there. Let's play there from Hartlepool once again in the second half.
Poor communication between Wayo and Hamza Isa. Couldn't pick up on who supposed to be on the end of that delivery.
Philbians once again on the roof. And there's a cut back there from Hartlepool. Philbians have scored 9 goals in the last 5 matches against 11 Wonders. Played 5 league games at the University of Ghana Stadium in the Premier League. And the Philbians bouncing out to the far post. And Henry Griffith Boateng just able to pick the ball here.
Quite too much of a heavy delivery. Let's see. Suspended assistant coach.
Yeah, I was shown a red card in a match against BTM FC back in Sakwa.
Loving what is our back to how they started playing. In the first half, they're losing balls easily.
Mayo again. The Philbians not done yet. They want to see get another goal here. They need to cement the 3 points and just love the energy of this young Philbians.
They're enjoying the game, especially when the side are in the lead. Would want to see a lot more, but so far, since they haven't been pegged back, they'll rejoice.
Now, Muna here. And again, Sensibe. So is the best when it comes to defending his lines there. Able to let things go freely. And yet another ball to the left hand side for Mauliwayo to pick it up. Here comes Wayo. Just running right in front of him is Rafael Aponsa. And turn of 4, he's able to pick up the pieces here, but Hartlepool quickly winning back possession. Going to apply the pressure here on 11 Wonders. The Philbians want to move forward here. Amankwa. Here comes Henry. Boateng. 11 Wonders now have to pick things up. Mount up, taking it up here, and switching play down to the left hand side, looking for the round there of our Desmond Champon, but Ali Mohammed read it pretty brilliantly. He's already cleared it up for Hartlepool.
Very good offensive work there from Ali Mohammed, reading in between the lines, making sure he covered the absence of Emmanuel Amankwa, who had surged forward.
Well, again, another opportunity for 11 Wonders to drag in this ball into the box. Throw in, be thrown down by Hakim Miller. Mayo's clearance back to Hakim Miller, but allow the ball to roll off the baseline for a throw in. Get picked up by Matthew Ponsa. Back to Hakim Miller here for 11 Wonders. Hartlepool consider throwing here, Asma. His intention was to whip possession there for the Philbians. Into the box. Dragged in here. Sibe's head up. Back to Colley. And again, it's striking very feeble.
Well, notice favorite foot there, Akolo. Leo Munaf was going to get onto the end of that, but once there was no space for him, he had to take that strike from the half volley.
Sibe.
I think Ezeba needs to be careful. It looks a bit more casual in the press room. Rauf on him. Has been a bit consistent this second half. We would have to rethink.
Now we're going here at the Legon Stadium. 11 Wonders still Hartlepool 1. Match day 20 of the Ghana Premier League. Wonders continue to sink deeper and deeper on the Premier League table. Another defeat means that they are still firmly rooted at the bottom. And wouldn't be a fair decision in terms of what they are expected to do. Ali Mohammed here for Artifok. Trying to get the ball to the left hand side to be picked up by Adamu. And Akim Miller would have to come in there to stop his runs there on the left hand side.
It's quite interesting what we've seen so far. We want to see a lot more of progress.
Here for scoring in, he's coming in to replace Rafael Ponsa. And again, we do have Artifok also pulling out Mauliwayo. Okay, introduction of Martin Kakari.
The fresh legs.
Yeah, fresh father. Responsibility, still stayed out of the team, but now he's back. And Wonders giving the ball away. And Artifok will have the first opportunity with Martin Kakari's first touch. Ball swung in here. The phobia to want to hit one. And Zasma with the first shot here, but was it a handball call? Well, the phobias were looking for that.
I think that was poor decision making. I expect Artifok to be getting that one into the net. A good defensive work there coming from 11 Wonders. Roberto Fori getting right in the way of that effort.
Yeah, the ball. And again, they spilled and Artifok have an opportunity for the second goal. And too many players fluffing opportunity. And this time it's been batted home for the second. And just as he was introduced into the game, Martin Kakari gets the second for Artifok. Poor defensive clearance. Poorly done by 11 Wonders. And the Phobians will say a big thank you, and Martin Kakari will give the goal to his baby who just came to the world in 2025.
And that's quite disappointing way of handling the ball there from goalkeeper Obey Hadi. But credit to Hamza Issa and Martin Kakari put to themselves the right place at the right time to knock that one home. In the midst of goal-mouth release, you need your players to be ever present and aware. Artifok capitalizing on the weakness of the 11 Wonders. Showstopper. He flubbed that save, the initial cross, a drive. And once it fell to Kakari, who hasn't scored Ghana Premier League goal in a little over 2 seasons. He's made amends, and you could see the joy on his face. Looks like the Phobians will be going home with all 3 points.
Oh, so the Phobians up by 2-0. And it's been about their defensive weakness, and that is what is getting the goals there for Artifok.
They got a lot more from this 11 Wonders team. Need to be a bit more clinical, need to be a bit more direct, a bit more intentional and prudent decision making. Seem to be lacking those elements in the game that will let the team come up very good. But Artifok don't mind. Once you're off the quality that is expected from you, they only care about scoring. They have 2 goals to protect and a clean sheet to go home with as a league setting where we carry home all the 3 points. And there's still more time for them to score a lot more.
Good opportunity now for Artifok to see the performance on the Premier League log. It was a very good play there for the Phobians once again, in terms of what they want to do, and there might be an opportunity there for Wonders to cool things down. They also have to make changes, and then quickly they have to pull out Hakim Miller for Hamza Musa. Also playing the part now is 19-shirted Abed Bepong coming to plays Matthew Mpotsa.
Matthew has been less impactful in this game. And Hamza Musa, one of the new signings, making an entry to replace Mela. Mela has had quite very poor game. And I was talking about him being moved from his favorite central defensive position. He was always going to find it difficult. That is what has played out.
Well, you talked about the performance of Hearts of Oak, and again, if they're able to get this clean sheet, what does it make to the confidence of Benjamin Asari?
Well, he's ever confident. He's always shown that confidence, and he even gives him that more control, keeps him more relaxed. Continues to strengthen his position and shout for Ghana's top spot in the Black Stars.
Yeah, that will be exactly 5 points separating the GMIS in Hearts of Oak, who currently moved to second with 2 goals here. Martin Kakari. With that chance there, hit on the weaker foot on the right. The GMI with 40 points, Hearts of Oak now 35 points. The Vienna Gold Stars third with 33, with Vienna Stars fourth with 32, and Kotoko fifth with 32 points. Sorry, we're always going to have this one, very easy catch for him.
Well, that's the first time in the game he's actually come out of his goalkeeper's area in an attempt to catch the ball. All the times he came out to make passes as House of Oak started their build-up.
So it will be a very disappointing display there from 11 Wonders. Is that the defeat here changes everything about the team's performance in the Premier League. That would have been their 16th defeat in the Premier League after 20 matches. Interesting there for 11 Wonders. They have lost 15 of the games, only 9 points. They've got 3 games and they've lost 1-2 of their matches, but lost 15 prior to this match, and so the game ends there, and they're not able to come back into the game. That means 16 defeats there in the Premier League. This will be Hearts of Oak's 10th win in 20 games.
That is quite a good 10. A very good 10. Not so much impressive. You'd want to see them win a lot more matches. For the points they've dropped, the number of clean sheets they've had, the goalless draws.
Again, it's Hearts of Oak who are not done yet with 20-minute plus stoppage time to go. The Phobians home and dry, at least for now. Just have to say they want to keep it neat and simple there with Eden Kufia somewhere here for Wonders. Now possession picked up. Yeah, Eden Wonders. Now the player down with a concern. That's another Dupont. Another cooling break here, and so just about 19 minutes to go. What's your impression, Kelvin?
After fucking firm control of the game, they could easily add a lot more goals, and everyone else are still struggling to put the pieces together. Having interesting patches of brilliant play from them. But in the final third, the decision making has been unimpressive. Emmanuel Boateng was expected to link up the midfield and the attack. But he hasn't really been at his best. See Emmanuel Edi telling his team he needs a lot more urgency in their play. But they don't want to deviate from their key principles in building up calmly from defense into midfield and into the attack, finding the right. Here's at the right time. And you can see from Raouf making that appeal to Akolo. I need the ball early. Hadi Obiri will be felt, hard done by. And let loose a decent ball that should have been easily repelled by Wonders. And that resulted in Martin Kakari's goal.
We're back to start the game here after the cooling break. Martin Kakari's goal. He gives the Fulvians the major boost here as they try to go back again to see if they can get another goal. And then Samuel's ball is being clipped beautifully there by Babadamu. Here comes Asma. The Fulvians, ball cleared by Adamu. Looking for the run there of Henry Boateng. He now has the possession now for Hartlepool, dragging his team into the box, and possession lost by the Fulvians. Ball one away from Hamza Issa. And finally trying to think the ball right in front of the penalty area. Comes in the captain, Emmanuel Boateng. But now, and Boateng once again. Level one, this pinging the ball and spreading play down the left-hand side. Looking for Kolo here has been picked up. Contributed brilliantly on the charge on the left there. There's Emmanuel Boateng looking for some bit of space to shoot, but he tackles the ball straight to Asma Boateng. And still 11 wonders. Overawed by the fact that they're down by 2-0, but again looking for at least a consolation. That would be so nice. Ball 15, and Akolo goes in with a header, but it's been denied the opportunity there by Sibe. Kakari. Collison also playing a part in this game and trying to make sure Hartlepool are neat and tidy at the back. Always trying to Phobia sits in deep down. Muna, Boateng, and and again a good header here, brilliant header by Aiden.
That was a very good connection to the ball by Kofi Asamoah, but not the ball that would beat Benjamin Asari. It was just directed at him. He'll be glad to pick these up any day. It was the second time, only the second time in the game Benjamin Asari is being tested. He's virtually been on a holiday.
Right to last quarter of an hour here at the Legon Stadium, and still the Fulvians who currently lead by 2-0 against 11 Wonders. Martin Kakari, just introduction to the game, and he's able to get the goals there for Hartlepool.
We want to see him carry the ball a lot more, create a lot of chances, run at the defense of 11 Wonders and give Hartlepool some brilliant creativity in the attack.
Still trying the best there, Hamza Issa here for Hartlepool. Good turn, beautiful play, and goes to ground. Is that going to be a penalty? Yes, it is there for Hartlepool. Hamza Issa clipped from behind, and Hartlepool have been gifted yet another opportunity to increase the tally to 3.
It's going to come from all that clever touch from him. He's fast, he's pacey. That dummy tearing away from substitute Hamza Musa. Once he stuck out that leg, clipped his left foot. And with his momentum, was always going to fall, and that was clearly inside the penalty area. Good call from Mauli Vomo. You can see the frustration of Emmanuel Edu.
Again, very worrying situation there for Emmanuel Edu, who wasn't really expecting the team to play this shambolic in the second half, and he's got a CSCB. You remember the last time a CSCB scored for Hartlepool?
It's going to be a long time.
Calvin CSCB now to make it 3-0 for Hartlepool. Always been a man almost on a discipline and very much focused. CSCB. It's 3-0. Goalkeeper sent the wrong way. Hartlepool with a third goal. And the clean sheet probably will come in there for Benjamin Asari. But it is Calvin CSCB slotting home beautifully the penalty there. And the Phobians kind of fought to case of start there. Benjamin Asari with a celebration. 11-1, that's nil. Hartlepool 3.
Pepper laid his back penalty. Obey Hadi was quick to his left. But Asima was always going to put that ball to his right. Beautiful penalty. Calmly rolled into the net. That's a resounding lead for Hartlepool. But this time, there seems to be no way. For 11-1, that's the only thing that can come into the game for them. Is trying to salvage for themselves a consolation in breaking the clean sheet of Hartlepool.
Again, Martin Takari is just coming into it possession. Phobians really are playing one of the most exciting games in the Premier League after the draw against Dreams FC. They're getting to score. Again, sums up the plan of the coach, Di Dramani, who said they're going to exploit the weakness of 11-1 to get the goals there. And I believe the team has done exactly that.
We were always going to struggle in this game against Hartlepool, and Di Dramani quite knew 11-1 so well. And the areas he could capitalize, and he's done that to perfection. That's quite a nasty challenge there from the CB. He's just coming back from suspension. Rugged and needless challenge.
I'll tell you what, he was able to get the free kick, another cut. And that'll be a little bit exciting there for Wonders to see what they can do. They organized as well pretty well there. Sorry. Got the ball into the far post now, and clearly and well defended by the Phobians. And so we are approaching the last 10 minutes of the game. 1-0, Hartlepool 3.
This is arguably the worst performance we've seen. From the 11-1 team, ever since Emmanuel Edu took over. Seem a bit disjointed in midfield, less in attack. Defensively, they haven't really kept that organization.
Issa was the target, yeah. Screen and pass there from Martin Kakari. He's never going to go out for an offside against Buddha.
He hasn't received the services he wants. We're running into empty spaces. And whenever the pass is made, it's either he's tapped too early or too late. The kind of way strikers would want to operate, and it's forced him into committing fouls, just like he's done. Frustrating afternoon for Ralph Muna.
Hearts of Oak beginning to introduce Cephas Sabote into the game to replace Kweku Boateng Henry. Well, that's been a game plan there from Coach Masudi Dramani, trying to keep it compact and tidy there for the Phobians. Not ready to lose any possession there, to concede possession there to 11 Wonders. Sabote Cephas coming in. And you mentioned the Hearts of Oak's ability to make new signings due to the ban by FIFA. The Phobians will continue to find space and lurk around and see what they can do here. The referee spotting a foul here against Akolo.
No quite a relief there. The referee quickly need to get not a lot of deficiencies being identified in the Wonders team. They have only 8 minutes to at least get a goal for themselves. At this point in time, I'm not being a prophet of doom, but I think they have no chances of surviving in the league.
Comes Wonders. Captain Yamada Boateng, flag up on offside. Just whipped him beautifully there by Obeda Fori, but not at best.
Once again, that's when the champion making that run down the left-hand side. Yamada Boateng made that pass too early, but the champion was trying to get back into position to receive the pass. Ali Mohammed once again stepping out quickly to keep his man offside.
Good ball here for the Phobians to see if they're going to get the forward. And again, it's been cleared away by 11 Wonders. Approaching 6 minutes of the game at the England Stadium. Quality there from Abdul Karim. Oh, lovely work here from Hearts of Oak, and here they come again to see if they can put some of the pressure there on the defensive line of 11 Wonders as they push forward the Phobians in time. On the best of attacking play there by the Phobians once again for conceding defeat there to possession, I should say, to Wonders 48-52. Reflection of how the two teams have played so far, isn't it? 11 Wonders now just close up to the 18-yard box. Hearts of Oak player want to take advantage.
Very good run from always the champion. Got himself beautiful left foot, trying to steal his way away from Asma. And he knew the danger approaching, and he stuck out a leg to make that clearance. Hearts of Oak not ready to concede a consolation.
Corner kick taken once again, grabbed by Captain Benjamin Asari. Again, is the safest player of Hearts for the Phobians, and that brings to the discussion about the solid goalkeeping in the department of Hearts of Oak. They have Suleiman Agbashi, always keeping a clean sheet for the Phobians as well. The only time he conceded was the match against Mediama SC, and with the return of Asari, he's kept relatively a very great profile there for the Phobians, and they get with the Black Stars, and around Puna, good chance, and the flag already gone up for an offside. The last 5 minutes and stoppage time here to go at the Legon Stadium. Hearts of Oak leading comfortably by 3-0.
Well, quick turn there from Rauf, but Eden Kofi Asamoah is just ahead of everyone, including the ball. With only Benjamin Asari to be, the flag had already gone. It was a feeble effort. Ghana's number one.
Well, so the confirmation of the scoreline here, 11 Wonders nil, Hearts of Oak 3.
The rest of the minutes going to be a casual walk in the park for Hearts of Oak, unless they want to inject some urgency and get a fourth, which looks like they are going to do.
Abdul Karim. Just an empty space and give the ball away. Ralph Muna charging here, turns beautifully, Osesibe on him. Turns on the right, looking for space, finds it. There's someone turning now down to Frimpong. Left foot there, Imana Boateng captain, looking to drag the ball to left hand side once again. One there skipping and trying to construct something down in front of the penalty box of Artifolk. Not in a hurry at least, they might be on to get out the bullet. Consolation goal, and Kenneth Bashir will give the ball away, and she's 1v1 here. Hamza Issa turns beautifully, pitches man Hamza Issa, and again shoots wide. Again he had Hamza Musa to deal with, so Hamza Issa on the ball on the offensive, and defending was Hamza Musa.
Issa with a very good touch, getting past his man. I want him to be able to hit the target. Musa caused the penalty. He wasn't ready to commit himself into making an early challenge. But Issa should have done better in it.
It was Issa against Musa.
Good drive. We were in the sequence for the last goal when Musa brought down Issa for the penalty.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant there. Looking at someone here against Ali Mohammed. He's been played by two hardcore players, and Omar Demo and Ali Mohammed trying to explain that they have to be probably showing innocence there, but to the final minutes of the game. Some seconds to go here at the Lagos Stadium after book. Just looking tidy at that moment. Then comes Frimpong, and we're not just going into control. After book, we have to clear the lines. Abdul Karim. And
calm on the ball, calm, intelligent. There's no need to rush.
Here comes Martin Kakari, goes through beautifully. And again, he's been flagged offside once again.
Assistant referee delayed a bit. He wanted to be very mature. Pass delayed. Martin Kakari was expecting that one to be hit. Hamza Issa. They had been 2 seconds away of the start of the run. Kakari could have been offside. Couldn't have been offside. David Ramani will be very much happy with what he's seen today. The team taking advantage of the few chances they've created. Though they could have been 5-0 winners. 2-0 is quite a respectable scoreline for a team that has the burden of converting their chances.
Well, you talk about the Phobians once again. They are the lowest ranked scoring team so far in the league. But they have also conceded 7 goals.
That is a typical characteristic of a David Ramani team.
You know, doing 4 minutes of extra time here at the Legon Stadium to confirm. Hartlepool comfortably leading and excitingly. Still not done yet and looking for more. Asma go through here. 14 goals they've scored and 7 goals they've conceded after book. I tell you what, the Vienna Goal Stars was 6th in the Premier League goal. Long have scored 19 goals and conceded 20. Now Muna here. Also sensible to be Ali Mohammed charging on the other side. Muna dragging the ball to the right. Takes it here. Aiden looking at someone, looking for a place to shoot at someone. And again, Collison with the block. possession, giving straight down to 19 Sheriff and Pong. An advantage there to Wonders. And Utopia Samoa once again into the crossbar. Unexpected drive there from him. Here comes the foul.
That was an unfortunate miss by Kofi Asamoah. Quick throw in. Took the 10. Was aiming for the top corner. Did Asari have any touch onto that? No. Just aiming for that acute angle. Difficult to score.
When you talk about teams with the most goals scored in the Premier League, Midfield 27 goals and have conceded 11. Gold Stars 19 goals and conceding 20. Nigeria Stars with 18 goals scored with 12 goals conceded. Asante Kotoko scoring 24 goals and conceding 11. Somerset with 14 goals and conceding 10. That's a focus of a fewer number of goals scored so far. Conceded fewer goals as well. They have only conceded 7 goals in the Premier League out of the 19 of the 20 games played in the Premier League. So with 3 goals scored, Hasselberg will have as many as 17 goals scored.
You would be expected a lot more. The 20 games at least. It should be a game seeing a goal out of all the 20 games. And you run it and that is not what it looks like. Less than a goal expected and actually recorded in every single game they played.
That was a free kick advantage now to 11 Wonders.
Because someone once again with us, Collison combining with Babatamu.
There's an opportunity now for the
Look
Phobians.
at that second goal.
Yeah.
Obey Hardy making a fluff of that. Giving his team away early inside the second half. So he'll go back to Ryu, considering that goal.
Good ball into Hasselberg's penalty area. And just again, away. Interestingly, the 4 minutes by the time is already up here. And this match day 20 game before the match. 11 Wonders and Hasselberg were tied in terms of the number of goals scored, but Hasselberg having scored 3 goals now. They now have 17. And so the story here at match day 20, Hasselberg have picked up the 3 points and they move up second place on the Premier League log, just 5 points behind leaders Midfield SC, having scored 17 goals and conceding 7 there. And for the 11 Wonders side, still glued on the bottom of the Premier League log, having only scored 14 and now conceding 35 goals in the Premier League, and now losing their 16th match out of 20 matches played in the Premier League. And man of the match this afternoon, Abdul Karim. He has been pretty much cool, calm and collected at the heart of midfield there for Hasselberg.
Brilliant display from him. Obey Hardy would be disappointed that Karim has controlled and conducted that midfield for Hasselberg. Perfect display from them, getting the attackers on the score sheet. SCB, the very good game. Benjamin Asari, a clean sheet. The two coaches can appreciate the effort of each other, but Didi exploiting and making sure his team took advantage of the lapses, the weaknesses in the 11 Wonders team to get maximum points.
So there will be lots of exciting and merriment here. So 3 goals there for Hasselberg. The 10 goals or 10 shots there, Hasselberg having 98 of them. To the short on target there, you see 5, but possession there, Hasselberg leading 54% and 46 there. As many as 8 corners in the game. And so here at the Legon Stadium, match day 20 match between Hasselberg 11 Wonders, nil, Hasselberg 3.
In the end, it was a comfortable victory for Heart of Folk, where the Kelvin Osasibe putting the icing on the cake. A 3-0 victory over 11 Wonders means that Heart of Folk have done the doubles over the new entrants. They beat them in the first leg and have followed up with 3 goals in the second leg. My name is Mutale Yakubu. This is TV3 and Onuya TV, and it's the Ghana Premier League. I have with me the head coach of Heart of Folk, Masood Didi Dramani. Coach, first of all, congratulations. How would you assess the performance of the boys, especially in the second half?
I think that it is good that at least we had our first 3-0 win in a game. But I think that we still need to be more clinical, and then we need to be more conventional, and then also making the right decisions in very key moments. For me, I'm more into the small details of the game, and so I wasn't a very too happy a person, because both structures in terms of our defensive phase, you know, there's clear identity of what we have to do when we don't have the ball, especially when we need to win the ball in higher positions. And so these key aspects are aspects that I don't take light to. I really emphasize on these aspects.
Of course. Now, how important was it to get that early goal in the 8 minutes? And when you are playing sides like 11 Wonders, who are all about the results because they are not good enough this season?
I think that I told you before that in the pre-match interview, that playing against such sides is very difficult in the sense that they have nothing to lose, and so they play, you know, with all the courage and then with all the enthusiasm and curiosity. But you are playing for something, and you need to play to a certain pattern, and so you need to make the right decisions in terms of positioning. Positioning for me is so key, both on and off the ball, and these are the clear indications of what we want to do. So sometimes it's difficult for my players to understand that I don't seem to be happy on certain aspects, because they might think that it's okay, but I see it differently, because I think we need to set the right standards.
Of course. Now, how you've closed the gap on league leaders Mediama to 5 points. How big is getting 3 points today going into the rest of the season?
I think that every game, you know, comes with its own approaches. You know, we approach every game differently, because all the teams are not the same. Every team comes in a different approach. This 11 Wonders team, if you underestimate what they bring about in terms of their team play, you'll be surprised, because they play freely and with fluidity. They move the ball very, very well and get into very decisive moments of the pitch. And so their position should not deceive you. You know teams that are struggling, how they can play so well and how dangerous they can be. I think that it was very important that we won the game.
Of course, Coach, we wish you the very best for your next game. Coach Masood Didi Dramani is the head coach of Heart of Folk. Pleased with the scoreline, but not too pleased with the performance of the team. And he says that they will still need to improve in a lot of phases of the game. Today, they won 3-0 against 11 Wonders. And shortly, I have been joined by the head coach of 11 Wonders, Emmanuel Edu. Now, Coach, I was in the stands, and the fans were saying the same thing. 11 Wonders, so why are you not scoring?
That means you're ball, because the result is what matters most. You know, I think today I'm really disappointed in the boys, because it's just that they don't listen. Yes, because you've watched our games, and in as much as we lose, we don't go down that much. Yeah, and I don't know why. You know.
Do you think that early goal Heart of Folk scored actually destabilized the team?
Not really, because as you can see, after the first goal, we regrouped and we came out, you know, to the end of the first half, and even beginning of the second half, you know, we were still, you know, pressing, you know, trying to get an equalizer until, you know, that mistake came again. And then they had a second goal.
Of course, when a defeat like this comes, it is difficult to find positives. But what lessons are you taking from this one into match day 21?
Yeah, we need to, go back to the drawing board, and, you know, since it's a marathon and we've not ended it yet, we need to keep on pushing. So I don't think this defeat will really have anything to do with, you know, our future preparation. We just go, because we still have FA Cup and other things ahead. So
All right.
we're not going.
Coach, commiseration to you, but wish you the best going into your next game. That is the head coach of 11 Wonders, Emmanuel Edu. Not forgetting, sorry, that they started the season with Neo Dati Lamte before Jay Sapon came in and he has taken over. They are rock bottom of the Ghana Premier League and he's not happy and he's very disappointed with the performance of the team. Now, one man who is happy because he has been voted the most valuable player in today's game. He came from Nations FC and he's doing the business for Heart of Folk, Abdul Karim. Karim, and hey, what's up? Bekai na match they won against Hoho United. OJ man of the match. And hey, what's OJ man of the match? Personally, now, how do you feel?
First of all, medical that's the one Yankopona. Player the Obia determination is a game na game no query and now when you vote to player of the game. I think say a GMO.
Of course. Now, any GMO no, I'm going for breakers. Heart of Folk Bobo. That's when to me she goes. Problem Nankasa wow she free.
Yen Casacran yen tear once because the way I see finishing with training ground now, your back match day now, Yana no man kuina, Yan Casana yen tear once. But Yabeka say Kakran
when you have 3 points, we'll close Gabno on Mediema. How important is this game going into the rest of the season?
Once House of Folk there, our tournament to be a man. Won't mean House of Folk this second because House of Folk there say or tournament to be an I say one edgy. Into we know so a marathon echo into a fun match after match. To win our con the boy pa negim the Yan. Of course, the next week became Swahili. And the winner, but at the end I'll be catching a fans no. Mekacho say Omunya would try my because the way I hear you see pay hono and yes I be cry na ye ni nya ye no nti best ro mo say omunya nto base man no mfa mpa ibontaechi.
Currently one of the best midfielders in the Ghana Premier League, Abdul Karim, plays for Heart of Folk and he's been voted the most valuable player. Duke would come back and join me so that we wrap up here at the Accra Sports Stadium. He was hoping for a lot of goals. He saw 3 goals in there. I mean, in the end, Heart of Folk, it was joy for them. It looked like 11 Wonders would mount a comeback, but it was never meant to be.
They could have actually scored more if they wanted. I mean, depending on how really. But this is actually quite good. I think Didi would go home today, sleep quite soundly because this is the first time Hearts of Folk have scored 2 unanswered goals in a game since October. The last time was in Brekum, where they beat Brekum Chelsea 2-0 on the 19th of October. So this is very good for Hearts of Folk, and it's good for them because second half they played better. They created more chances. You saw the second goal quite untidy, but of course it ended up at the back of the net.
It's not really a happy man. He says that he's not satisfied with the performance, even though the scoreline. If you didn't watch the game, you would think that Hearts of Folk blew them away.
If you look at the statistics and his own performance and how many goals he's been able to score, today is not the one-goal project that we've seen. So if you're a team and your biggest. If your Achilles heel is scoring goals and you haven't been able to score more than 2 in a very long while, and today you have 3, it should tell that something is working. What they have to do rather is to pick up the lessons that they can. I call it a confidence or a morale boosting performance today. Pick up the confidence from it. Pick up the lessons. Try and make your team sharper going into the next game against.
Does this result further extinguish any hope of 11 Wonders staying in the league?
I think so. It will be very difficult for them to come back. 14 more games to go, but 20 games down the line, still languishing at the bottom. Today that would be 32 goals conceded, 14 goals scored. It doesn't look like there is any way back for them. It will take a miracle.
Of course, Hearts of Folk back firmly in the title conversation, just 5 points between them and Mediema. In this instance, if you are part of the Hearts setup, what do you concentrate on? Is it your own performance improving, or you also look at the other teams?
Transitions, link-up play, sharp shooting. Those are the 3 things that Didi should be doing. Quicker transitions, because you wouldn't get, not all the teams would give you the respite to be playing around with the ball and would tolerate sluggish transitioning. Some of the teams, you transition very slowly, 1, 2, 3 passes, they'll punish you. You won't have that luxury with all the teams. So they need to work on their transition, make it a lot more sharper, sharp-shootly, and then find a way of bettering their hold-up play in the final thing.
Just 20 seconds. Benjamin Asari, another clean sheet. Otuado currently watching and see what his number 1 is doing.
He wasn't troubled much. Yeah. He wasn't. If you want to assess him, there's not a game to assess him. he
right.
was in trouble.
So Benjamin Asari there on your screens there, keeping another clean sheet for Hartlepool. He is currently the #1 for the Black Stars, and Hartlepool have gotten a big 3 points here against 11 Wonders. It is a positive result for them as they will look to go into match day 21 with a lot of confidence. This is where we call it a wrap with our coverage of the Ghana Premier League here at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium. It has ended 3-0 in favor of Hartlepool against 11 Wonders. My name is Mutalaya Kubu. I did this with the Duke Mensa. Tomorrow we'll be at the Babayara Sports Stadium because there's a big one at Sante Kotoko. After that, a draw against Bibiani Gold Stars are back home. This time they are playing Baseke Holy Stars. From us here, the APL crew, to you at home for doing the watching, we say thank you, and let's meet tomorrow at 3 p.m. for that big one. Bye for now.